Down South Swag, The Tales of Butterball, the Country Boy Comedian. Once upon a time, in a quaint little town, there lived a man named Butterball. Butterball was known far and wide for his mischievous antics and love for food. On a particularly dreary day, as the gray skies loomed above, Butterball found himself on an adventure that would change his perspective forever. As he made his way down yonder, Butterball couldn't resist the temptation of exploring the world around him. But little did he know that Mama had plans for a family gathering and supper was nearly done. Hearing Mama's call, he sprinted toward home, his imagination running wild. Along his journey, Butterball encountered various obstacles. He hopped over a tree trunk, almost skinned his knee, and swatted away pesky bees that seemed to have a personal vendetta against him. He even passed by Old Man Billy in the wheat fields, who was inexplicably picking up Lily. The sight left Butterball chuckling to himself, finding the situation quite silly. Amidst his escapades, Butterball couldn't escape the lazy hound that always seemed to be around. The hound, too indolent to bark, never made a sound. It followed him like a shadow, adding a touch of absurdity to his journey. Finally, after a series of wild and humorous encounters, Butterball arrived home, hungry and triumphant. The aroma of ham hocks, collard greens, pinto beans, and cornbread wafted through the air. His belly grumbled with anticipation as he prepared to indulge in the delicious feast. Content and satisfied, Butterball decided to unwind beneath the shade of a willow tree. He pulled out his harmonica and played a lively tune, feeling fancy-free. He even lit up his corncob pipe, savoring the moment of tranquility. Just as Butterball began to lose himself in the music and the peaceful atmosphere, he heard Mama's voice once again. She called out, warning that dawn was approaching, urging him to hurry back before the sun's rays kissed the land. With a heavy heart, Butterball bid farewell to his carefree haven and raced home. But as he arrived, he couldn't help but notice the absence of his friends. The house stood empty, devoid of the laughter and joy that once filled its walls. The memories of their playful adventures flooded Butterball's mind, and he realized the true value of companionship. Now, standing alone, Butterball understood the importance of cherishing the moments shared with loved ones. He had taken his own sweet time, and now his friends were gone, scattered in the wind like the passing days. The realization struck him deeply, and he couldn't help but feel a pang of regret. As Butterball settled in for the night, he reflected on his whirlwind adventure. His mischievous antics had brought him laughter and excitement, but they had also taught him a valuable lesson. Time is a precious gift that should not be squandered, and the love and bonds we share with others should never be taken for granted. And so, with a newfound appreciation for the simple joys of life and the warmth of companionship, Butterball drifted off to sleep, vowing to make every moment count from that day forward. Funny poem, Butterball's Whirlwind. Adventure, by Reuben White. Butterball was a country boy, straight from down south, rockin' his overalls, with a smile on his mouth. He strutted round town, like a rooster in a coop, his swag so smooth, you could slide on a loop. He had a drawl so thick, it could butter up bread, and his ebonics talkin' had folks shakin' their head. Butterball spoke a language, all his own, with words so twisted, you'd think he was prone. He'd say, y'all, come on over, let's have some victuals, we'll fry up some chicken, that'll tickle your griddles. Grab a cold soda, and take a seat, we'll tell some stories that can't be beat. He'd spin yarns, 'bout his kinfolk, down on the farm, sippin' sweet tea, keepin' cool, with no alarm. He'd talk 'bout his ma, cookin' up a storm, fried okra, cornbread, and collard greens, warm. Butterball had a knack for makin' folks laugh, with his jokes and antics. They'd split in half. He'd say, listen up, y'all, here's a funny one, why did the chicken cross the road? For some fun. He'd dance a jig, to the sound of a banjo, kickin' up dust, with his boots, to and fro. Butterball was a country boy, through and through, bringin' joy to the world. Like a fresh morning dew. So, if you're feelin' down, or need a good laugh, just remember Butterball, and his country boy path. With his ebonics and charm, he'd turn your frown into a smile that'll stick around town.